In this video, I'm going to teach you the 7 reasons that your weight might be going up and down on a daily basis. And hint, it's not actually fat loss related. So let's get into it. I'm Aleksa, the Climate Dietitian, and today I'm going to deep dive into exactly what you need to know when it comes to your weight fluctuation and why it's happening so you can stop stressing. So many people freak out when their weight suddenly goes up, and just the same, they're ecstatic when suddenly their weight drops down. However, what's important to look at is not whether your weight goes up and down on a frequent basis. It's the trend, okay? The trend is what matters. But first you got to understand why your weight goes up and down like a kangaroo. Before we go on, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so you can stay in the loop with all the videos I'm uploading, and hit the bell so that you can actually get notifications so you know when I release the latest video. You don't want to miss out on my awesome videos. Trust me, my mum thinks they're cool. So tell me in the comments below, are you experiencing weight fluctuation at the moment? And are you freaking out about it? Let me know. Okay, and class is in session. Okay, here's the thing. If you're staying consistent, if you're on point with your nutrition 90% of the time, and you're still seeing your weight go up and down, it's very likely not related to fat, okay? It's related to something else, which I'm going to deep dive into right now. So what do I mean by this? Well, your body has a number of mechanisms, okay? A number of mechanisms in place. Whether it's for survival or just the way it likes to do things, there are certain things in place that leads to weight fluctuation. I guess you could say the body likes to be funny like that, as annoying as it is for me, for you, and for everyone. And what happens is this makes you think that you're not losing weight, or it makes you think that you're gaining weight, when in actual fact, neither one of those might be the case. You might even just be maintaining your weight, yet you think something's happening. That's the way the body does it. Annoying, right? But weight loss is not linear. And I've said this time and time again. Weight loss is never like this. Weight gain is never like this. There are plateaus, there are peaks, there are troughs, there are so many variances that you just got to understand them and interpret them likewise. For example, check out this graph here that shows my weight fluctuations in the last few months. It looks like the fucking Rocky Mountains. So without further ado, what causes weight fluctuations where it's not necessarily fat related, okay? It's not fat mass related. So let's get into exactly what you need to know. Okay, so the first reason that you might be seeing weight fluctuations or your weight suddenly jumping up is because of fluid retention as a result of salt intake, okay? When we eat more salt, we retain more water. That's our body's way of, modifying our sodium intake, modifying our sodium load, make sure we're balanced, make sure we're healthy, and managing our electrolytes. It's a normal mechanism, okay? It's a survival mechanism. And hence, if you're eating very salty foods or you've had a really big salty dinner the night before, you might see that your weight goes up a bit because your body's just retaining that water. That's what's happening. And this is okay. So take a chill pill, okay? Take a chill pill, relax, wait it out, and you'll see how the weight drops off. And pro tip, this is where a food diet can come into place, or something where, tracking on MyFitnessPal. If you're tracking your food and you suddenly see your weight do a certain thing, you're not sure why, you just go back, look at what you've eaten, and there could be your answer. The next thing is carbs, okay? Carbs act like a sponge, okay? Think of carbs like SpongeBob, it's a sponge. Okay, what happens is your body actually retains more water when you're eating more carbs. Your body holds on to more water when you have more glycogen in your body, the storage form of carbohydrates. So hence you can see if you're suddenly eating a lot more carbs, you will gain more weight in water. That's just physiology, but that is perfectly normal and nothing to be feared. For example, let's use keto as an example. Okay, one of the most popular diets out there, and it's touted as this weight loss solution. Primarily because what people do is they start keto, and suddenly in that first few weeks, what happens is you see that sudden change, right? You see that drop off. Perhaps you're watching this, you're like, I've done keto. I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, that is literally related to what I just talked about. Carbs, every gram of carb in your body holds onto roughly up to 4 grams of water. So think about it. If you're depleting your glycogen, eating less carbs, you've got less carbs going on in your body, you're going to be holding on to less water. And that's why you see that sudden drop off, because you're losing water weight, okay? You're losing water weight suddenly. In the same principle, the more carbs you eat, the more water weight you hold on to. Hence, that could explain why your weight's going up suddenly. and hence also explain why it's dropping off suddenly. So yeah, transient increases or decreases in weight can actually be explained by your variances in your carb intake. That's some food for thought. Okay, so the next one is having a later meal or having an earlier weigh-in than usual. So how does this affect you? Well, it's obvious, okay? If you're eating a later meal, the body has had less time to process it, less time to get rid of it, and less time to kind of go through its motions, so to speak, and hence you might show up higher on the scale. In a similar way, if you're having an earlier weigh-in, you haven't given your body the time it's usually needed to process your food to a certain degree. Now, this is not right or wrong, whichever way you use. It's more so to show you that the timing of your meal and the timing of your weigh-in can have an impact on what's actually showing up. Okay, that's something to keep in mind because this is a big thing that happens with a lot of people. Perhaps one night you've finished work later, you've eaten a later meal. Okay, perhaps one morning you wake up a bit earlier than usual and you go, okay, let's just weigh myself now, get that over and done with and get on with my day. But those variances can have a little influence. It's not going to cause huge fluctuations, but it can have a little influence as well. So don't freak out if you see that you've gone up about 300 grams or so. It could just simply be you haven't actually processed all your food that you've eaten, or you've weighed yourself just that bit too early. Now, the next one is very simple and straightforward, is you just haven't pooped yet or gone to the bathroom. As simple as that. You can drop off some weight after you go to the bathroom, which is why I always recommend if you're weighing yourself, weigh off yourself after you have gone to the bathroom. The next one is stress. And now stress also relates to fluid retention. As you can see, there's a pattern going on here. A lot of the time when you think it's fat mass related, it's actually water related, okay? Water weight related. So with stress, what happens is when your cortisol goes up, your stress hormones, your body wants to retain more water. It's a safety mechanism. It's a survival mechanism that happens. It holds onto more water. So if you're having a particularly stressful time, you might notice that your weight suddenly goes up over a period of time because you're holding onto more water weight. Because we drink water, we get water from everywhere. Like, we got a whole bunch of water circulating in our bodies, okay? We're made up by a lot of water. So think about it. If you're not getting rid of water as normally as you would, and you're holding onto that water because of stress or something like that, then of course you're going to show up high on the scale. That's just a normal part of it. So don't stress if your weight goes up suddenly, because that stress can actually be causing the weight to go up in the first place. And wow, that's a bit meta, isn't it? Now, of course, that's easy for me to just tell you to do, but I'm just saying, beware of your stress, be wary of it, note it down so you can actually interpret your results more accurately. Okay, the next one is exercise. Okay, people don't realize this, but when you're exercising, especially in a very strenuous way, maybe lifting some heavy weights, had a very heavy weight session at the gym, what happens is your body and your muscles actually act like a sponge. It grabs in more water, more nutrients, okay, more glycogen. It kind of sucks everything in, ready to recover. Because of that, post-workout in the next day or so, you might actually kind of be a bit more high on the scale than usual for the simple fact that you're actually in a recovery mode. Keep that in mind. Don't fight this, actually embrace it. Think of it as you've actually been really good today, okay? You've done some exercise. Your weight's gone up a bit, but that's all normal because your body's just recovering from the shit you hit it with yesterday. Also, before I move on, as a side note, excessive exercise can also cause stress, especially if you're under eating. So in turn, if you're exercising a lot and you're getting more stressed because of it, your body's internally more stressed, that can also explain reasons for weight fluctuation. And then the final thing, the seventh thing, is your menstrual cycle. Now, this is something I see a lot with female clients. A lot of female clients come and see me for nutrition coaching. And what we see often, and they recognize it quickly, and we work through this, is that your weight will go slightly up at the start of your period, okay? That's just normal stuff. Be wary of this, be aware of it so that you can actually know when that time of the month comes, you can interpret your results a bit more effectively. Okay, when I've started with some clients, they'd start freaking out when suddenly the weight goes up, and then quickly they realize, okay, it's due to that, and then they just wait it out. They're happy as chips later. Okay, they're super happy because all of a sudden their weight's gone back down, if not even a bit more, because they're actually following their plan and they're achieving those results. It's just that it was masked for a certain period of time for a simple physiological response in the body. This is why keeping a log, like a weight log, is actually important. So you can actually assess the trends. You want to assess your trends. All these points I've just mentioned, if you're weighing yourself more regularly, you'll be able to assess what's truly happening. As you saw before with my graph, if I just based it off of specific times, I'll be like, what's happening with my weight? But because I can see the trend going down slowly across the last 3 months, I know that I'm doing things right. I know that my nutrition is dialed in. I know I'm doing exercising right. My mindset is in the right place. But that takes time and awareness. So work through it by keeping a log of your food and your weight potentially to help you with that. Now, of course, as we wrap this up, I do want to say that a big no-no with me and my nutrition coaching is focusing just on the scale. While I've talked about a lot on scale today, that's simply for a fact I want to teach you why your weight fluctuates from day to day. I want to teach you not to stress. I want to teach you to interpret your results with more effectiveness. But that's not to say that a scale should be the only sole purpose you use to measure yourself. You want to be using other non-scale winds. You want to be using other anthropometry. You don't want to focus just on the scale. So I just wanted to clear that up in case you're wondering, wait, so the scale is the only thing that's important? Sweet, I'll just weigh myself. Don't do that, please. Weigh yourself, but also complement that with other measures that you can use. So there you go. That's my 7 reasons that your weight might be actually fluctuating from day to day. You don't have to stress. It's very likely not fat related, especially if you know you're consistent. Now, if you're not consistent with nutrition, that's a different story. If you're not consistent with exercise, different story. But if you notice you're on point with everything and you're wondering why your weight's just going, it's simply potentially one of the 7 reasons I've just mentioned. Don't freak out and think straight to fat mass gain. It might not be the case. So I hope now you can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that it's not your body playing and acting a fool. It's simply doing its thing. As always, I hope you've gained tremendous value from this video. I hope you've learned something new. And I would like to know if you have, leave a comment below what you've learned. As always though, hit the thumb, okay? Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel, okay? The link will be somewhere around on the screen. And share with your family and friends. Tell people about me. There's other people that will be benefiting from this information I've given today. So I'll talk to you soon. You stay out of trouble, stay classy. See you later.